Hey YouTube, like the title says, sometimes I try a team thinking it's going to do well and it doesn't do as well as I think. And sometimes I can't tell whether it's like a team comp fail or just like unlucky. So Goodra, Dunsparce, Feraligatr, basically the thought was Goodra, I think, is a top 2 to 3 dragon in this meta. It's between Goodra, Arctibax, and Guzzlord, in my opinion, as the top dragons in this meta. So, okay, Parrot, something it's weak to Ice and Fairy, so I'm going to cover that with Feraligatr. I'm going to cover the Ice anyways with Feraligatr to a certain extent. And then Dunsparce has a safe swap. You know, this team's got some bulk in Goodra and Dunsparce. It's got some fast move damage with Dragon Breath and Shadow Claw. It's got some pressure with Hydro Cannons and potentially Drawings and Rock Slides up pretty quickly. So I thought that it would do better. I did like 50%, maybe not even. I think I maybe had more losses than wins. But I want to showcase, like, sometimes I put together a team, it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. I think it's important to showcase the ones that don't work as well and talk through, like, the why. There's one very big issue. I ran into a Chestnut, and I'm like, oh, this is rough, because every charge move from Goodra and Dunsparce are resisted, and only Ice Beam on Feraligatr charge move wise would actually hit it. And I ran into like 2 of them back to back, so I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of tough already. But even some of these other matchups, some did better than others. So like, again, Goodra felt it became when it got its community move Thunder Punch, it became kind of an instant safe swap. Last season, it kind of fit well against the meta, right? You had Gligar, which you had the Aqua Tail for. You had Skarmory, which you had Thunder Punches for. You had Feraligatr, which you have Thunder Punch for, right? Here comes Feraligatr. So just having these coverage moves were pretty strong. Plus you had bulk that some of the other dragons lacked, like the old dragons of Zweilous, Dragonair. Those dragons lacked the bulk. So, yeah. So I thought, I think it's still decent. I threw Oxtail here. I don't know. I didn't know if I'd get to a Thunder Punch. So I just kind of did that. I ended up getting the farm down anyway, so that's fine. Keep switch. And I still get to another Thunder Punch. So Goodra is putting in a lot of work in this first matchup here. And now at this point, just get my Dunsparce on it. Do I shield? It's so funny. Back in the day, yeah, I do shield because Dark Pulse. Back in the day, I would have never even blinked to shield a move from Mandibuzz. But ever since they changed it from Foul Play to Dark Pulse, man, like now constantly I'm just like, oh man, these moves really freaking hurt. And they add up pretty quickly. So I always like am shielding more than expected against a Mandibuzz. And that's why I feel like I get with Mandibuzz having Dark Pulse makes more sense because you have a bait and Aerial Ace. I always kind of wonder about Umbreon with Dark Pulse, even though the sim's worse, but I don't know. Talonflame lead. So pretty good lead. They are being resisted. Incinerates here, which is where a lot of damage does. I thought this Aqua Tail would do, honestly, more than that. I get it's non-stab, but it is Talonflame super effective. So they get to a move. I'm worried about a potential Brave Bird, so I just kind of take it out, or like shield. Out comes a Gastrodon, so I'm just going to stay in here for a little bit. Probably force them to throw, because I've got 2 answers in the back to Talonflame, right? So I don't really need to worry about preserving Goodra, because I got super effective rollouts and super effective Hydros. Do go down to the Mud Slaps there, so that's kind of dumb. If I thought I'd get to a move. Had I known that I would just be taking it with 2 more Mud Slaps, I would not have let them get energy here, because now I got to shield up an Earth Power. So I'm down 2 shields, but you know, the Talonflame comes in, I have energy. Out comes a Charge-a-Bug, so they get to Volt Switch, which is, yeah, 2 versus 4, that's fine. And then I'll instant swap here because Rollout is super effective. And man, the difference in Rollout this season, I got like buffed like 3 power per Rollout. And you just see the difference, like in the, I think 3 power? Just in the past, even a super effective move did like nothing, but now these are like actually chipping a decent amount. So you'll love to see it. My opponent's not throwing the right move. The right move is a discharge. Sorry, nope, it is not a discharge. The right move is X Scissor. Out comes a Talonflame, end up sniping with the claw here. and get to a Hydro to take out the Charge Bug. Malamar is an interesting one because the foul plays will chip a good amount. They won't take me out. They're going to probably have to throw a second move. But they should outpace here for sure. So I'm going to throw Octatail. Does not quite take out, and they're going to get to a move. So now I need to make a determination. I end up shielding here. I don't know if this is the right play, and I think I lose this matchup. So maybe it's wrong. But I thought, like, I have a move. I can take switch advantage in case, like, I see something that I either have really good alignment or I just, like, can't, like, have, like, it's a grass or something. Then I would want to align with, like, Dunsparce instead of Feraligatr. So I take it. Plus, you can see, like, I'm chipping a ton here. So it's not bad. They are loaded with energy and up a shield. So that's a little unfortunate, but I took out 1.5 of their Pokemon. So I think I make that trade. Again, here comes the second draw one, but that's okay. I'll live, and I'll get to a move. So I'll probably go up a couple, because they just dumped, so they're pretty dry on energy. Get a little bit of extra energy on the rollouts here. They shield. So now I try and CMP. Maybe I'll win CMP, but why would you win CMP when you have a 0 attack Dunsparce? So I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. So I just CMP and lost that. That's just kind of knowing your IVs. Like, you got to know if you have a 0 attack to maybe not try and CMP. And what is in the back? A Clodsire. And you think that a super effective Hydro from a Feraligatr against a Clodsire would be okay. Unfortunately here, it is not enough to take out, as you're going to see. And I have to shield up move because Feraligatr is so glassy. So a Sludge Bomb bait. I don't even know if it's a bait. Like, I think that would actually, like, really hurt the Feraligatr. And unfortunately, do not take them out. And they get to a Earthquake here to take me out. So maybe Sludge Bomb would not have taken out, but it probably would have put me in the very deep red at this point. But they do end up taking me down here. So I think with that, I think one of the problems I did here was, given how somewhat bulky Goodra and Dunsparce are, I probably should have used more shields on Feraligatr, given how glassy it is. But I was definitely, like, using more shields early on. I shield an Earth Power here, which is a good, like, it is a good shield in principle, because now I'm gonna take switch and have a little bit of energy coming out. So I don't think it's the wrong play, but you know, if you're gonna have somewhat too bulky Pokemon and a somewhat glassy Pokemon, rule of thumb is use the shield on the glassier Pokemon. So maybe I would have played it different. Maybe you could put, like, either Feraligatr safe swap and then use it, like, on the safe swap more and use the shields and grab shields and use it as, like, a try to get shields or try to flip switch sort of thing. They come in here. The second rollout lands, and oh no, they are running a double fire team. So not the back line you want to see when you are running a double fire team. Dunsparce and Feraligatr. So this thing has absolutely no chance. Double fire is so risky. I've covered a couple double fire teams. Very, very risky. Okay. Low kicks. This thing is super glassy, and they make a catch on a Tentacruel, which I'm just like, oh, that hurts. Obviously, if I can land a Thunder Punch there, that would be an easy flip. But unfortunately, they make a really nice catch of Aquatail, which on a one-turn fast move, man, like, I gotta not get caught on a one-turn fast move. That's bad. Going down here, that's fine. Come in, Feraligatr. See how aggressive I'm gonna be. Yeah, I just throw it right away, which I don't think is the right play either, quite honestly, looking at it. And this thing is half dark, so I just instant swap. And it is a Trailblaze. But their attack is boosted, and these are sucker punches, so I think they're adding up quite a lot here. They decide not to throw. They shield, and they're going to farm a bunch here too, and they're boosted. And they... I wasn't counting their fast moves. It looks like they kind of like transferred that last roll. I mean, they're alive. I thought that would register that damage, but apparently not. So they do transfer it. Unfortunately, Feraligatr being... I got 2 shields in Feraligatr, so I should be okay. Unfortunately, Feraligatr is just so dang glassy that these poison jabs are really adding up. So I've got to shield any brine that comes my way. And not truly keeping track of what's going on in this matchup. I let them get a move off, come out with 2 moves, but that does not matter when they have a move and they're going to win CMP. So what I should have done is throw the Hydro to take out the Toxapex and then have a shield advantage and then do a resisted claw down there. But that's just like me not paying attention of how much energy they have, how much health they have. So not like those are mistakes that the true experts of GBL will not make, right? You know how much energy stuff has, you know how much health it has, but me, I'm just like, eh. So Machamp, forced a shield, will take this move and probably just aggressive claw down. I will shield a move here from a Shadow Machamp, that's fine. Just as long as I come out with energy and even shield, I think it should be okay. I'm probably gonna hit with like a Zoomerl. So you're going through my thought process right now. I'm like, okay, let's just get up to 100, and then if something else is going to be take me out, let's just figure it out what it is. And it is mirror match. And so they're a little behind on energy, which is definitely advantage for me. And somewhat helpful is our switch clocks are a little desynced. So what I think I'm going to do here is throw this drill run, take a move, get some energy, and then probably try and snipe with the Feraligatr. So being aware that my switch clock is basically up and knowing that the Hydros are essentially useless on a Zoomerl, I'm going to just throw this Hydro, take it out, bank a drill run for later. And now I still need to chip this into drill run range. The claws will add up and Hydro resisted still adds up. So they know. They just shielded a resisted Hydro Cannon. I'm going to shield because I know I'm like borderline bubble range already when I would need 2, maybe 3 drill runs. So I really just need to chip this as much as I can. They do throw energy, which means they're going to be dry here. And the problem with the Zoomerl is it's very tanky, but it's kind of slow on the charge. So now I basically need 2 drill runs, and I will get to those 2 drill runs to take this out. So this is something where like the 50-second timer allows you to be a little more aggressive and a little more like strategic with your banking energy and stuff like that. Like, I think that's how you should play this 50-second timer. Jump Bluff, just going to stay in and throw the Thunder Punches, which are neutral. It's a Shadow, so it's probably just running Airlay, so I don't need to shield up the first one, and then I'll determine what to do. Yeah, so like the 50-second timer, this is how I would use it essentially is... I'm more likely to like bank a move and get out and try and like use that move for like snipes later or like CMP later or whatever than just like staying in a matchup. But don't be too aggressive, right? You don't need to... Some of the submissions I've seen and I've commented on, I'm like, don't give up switch unnecessarily. You don't just need to give up switch for the sake of giving it up and trying to out jump around your opponent. Like, that's not truly super smart. So lose CMP again here. I'm going to probably throw pretty quick, and they come in Diggersby. So I chip here. I chip here because I know one Hydro will not take out and the Shadow Claws are resisted. So I thought if I chipped with a Drill Run, maybe I can Hydro this down from this range. But unfortunately, they're left in the red here. And I don't want to really take a Scorching Sands because this would really hurt. So I got a shield. And then I'm like, okay, I got to commit to the farm down. But I'm not going to get it with a super resisted Shadow Claw. But now I got to burn the second shield. So I'm hoping that I can get to like 2 Hydros. But by this point, their Switch Clock is done. So they've just kind of basically sacrificed their Diggersby and chipped. And now I'm going to try and come in here to like try and get a move off. And I can't. So this team, for Feraligatr being so good, I think that like maybe, I don't know. I haven't put this in on PV Poke. Like, so one of the things is when I team build, when I do top teams for like newer stuff, I will go to PV Poke and I'll go like, how does this rate as a team build? Like, does it cover the main meta? Stuff like that. But for Great League, I know the meta and I'm just kind of making my own decisions. So let me just put in this actual team just to see what PV Poke says. Like, I know Chestnut's a core breaker because I ran into it and it just killed this team. So in terms of its rating, CCAA, coverage C, bulk C, safety in A, and consistency in A. There are a couple, so Chestnut's on this as like one of your core breakers. There's no like, and then your fairies, but there's not a lot of fairies right now. So I'm not too worried about the Wigglies and stuff. Even though I just put out a video this morning on Wiggly, so maybe I should be a little more worried about it. And then it says Gastrodon, but I think Gastrodon's just like one of those bait dependent ones. Like, I can just probably look at these sims right now and it's probably gonna be bait dependent. Yeah, bait the body slam, land the earth power. You take out the body slam and just try and go earth power, you're gonna lose. Yes, you do lose. You take out earth power and just go straight body slam, you will also lose, right? So it's bait dependent on the Goodra alone, and I bet you it's very similar in other matchups here too. So again, this is why I don't think Gastrodon's as, I know it's strong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use it, but I don't think it's as strong as the Sims and PV Poke makes it out to be. Getting an insane amount of freaking lag and stuff here. Clodsire comes in and I am loaded with energy, so that is very good. So there's one Hydro. Here comes the second one, and then a third one pretty soon after. And I have a drill run banked, so the switch timer is going to come up eventually too. So here's the third Hydro. Not enough to take out, probably. Yeah, we've seen this. I got to watch for a move. I'm going to let the move go, and then I'll instant swap. I'll shield, and then I'll instant swap probably in Earthquake, or drill run, or just gonna try and get to move here. They make a move, they make a catch. I'm surprised I didn't try and snipe with the drill run. That being said, I still get out of this because they have to throw a move, and I do have a drill run bank. So as soon as they throw this move, I can just come in, and as long as the game doesn't lag on me, I should get the drill run off to take this out. Which that one turn lag happens quite a lot, but I do get the drill run to take this out. Okay, maybe the last battle. Diggersby, again, you think it's okay. So there's a lot of like neutral matchups with these Pokemon. Like when I just put into PV Poke, there wasn't a lot of on the main page, you destroy this thing or you get killed by this thing. There was just a lot of like, you do okay against this or you do not so okay against this, but it's kind of just like evenish. That's kind of like the strengths of these Pokemon is that's where the, the safety and what was the other, the bottom two in the analysis on PV Poke were both A's, just because these two, same thing, they are all fairly consistent because they are generally spammy. Goodra, Dunsparce, I think has some, even though there's not a lot of bulk on the team, I think there's some bulk. And then yeah, they can all put out damage even in bad matchups, sort of thing. Except for this matchup, because I have no answer to this. I'm trying to just chip with Dragon Breath here. They come back in with Diggersby, and by this point, I now left one water Pokemon against a grass Pokemon when they have two shields, so I'm not coming back from this. Anyways, that is it. This will be the last matchup. I'm going to try to do 2 a day here. I could not get ahead. Some days I can get ahead on videos. So some days I like pump out 4 videos a day. If I have like either a work from home, I can like pump out a video like during lunch or like before work. The days that I'm in the office like I was today, there's no chance of that. So I have to do 2 at night. And just work's been busy, so I have not been getting ahead on the videos, so I just now need to try and do 2 a night to just keep this 2. And you may be thinking, you know, you don't need to do 2. I do and I don't. Yeah, unfortunately the formula does work for 2 videos when you're at my level. Or even youngest. Like, the reason so again, let me just say, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you'd like to learn a little more about why I put out 2 videos, and learn about the YouTube game a little more, stay tuned. So, Yonkis, I think, is now officially the 2nd highest Pokemon Go GBLer. He's at 79,500, which is quite a lot for GBL and quite a lot of growth in a game that has absolutely no growth right now, right? GBL is still broken and buggy. We're 20 seasons into GBL. We're 8 seasons into Pokemon Go. Maybe 10% of the player base plays it. So it's not good. It's not good to be a GBL YouTuber right now. That said, he's at 79,500 subscribers, which is quite a lot. And his growth has actually been quite impressive over the last few years. Now, he has a couple things going for him. One is, this is his full-time job. So I put out 2 videos a day, usually filming at night, but he puts out sometimes 3-4 videos a day. And the second thing is, he has like a friend or something in New Zealand, so he gets like the first access to these battles. So he's one of the first to do the battles. And because it's full-time job, he's kind of like sitting around, and when news drops, he puts out a video immediately. So he has the first poster advantage a lot, but he's basically getting by on just posting a ton of videos, right? I'm looking at his thing right now. 6 hours ago, 14 hours ago, 1 day ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Okay, so so it's basically 2 a day, but sometimes, as you said, like right here, 6, 14, 1, 1. 6, 14, 1, 1. It'll probably have 2 more. Yeah, I guess it's all 2 a day. And then 2 a day with some bonus 3. So his is one of the reasons why I started doing 2 is because I saw his growth with the 2 videos. Now, I think one of the second most consistent but actually better views per video right now is Home Slice. So Home Slice, he's up there. He's at like 60, yeah, almost 62,000, which again is quite a jump. He's had in this year, a real good jump in subscribers. Young's video, because he puts out so many videos, do not average like a lot of views in terms of just like pure, for having almost 80,000 subscribers, 8.3 thousand views, 11,000, 16,000, 10,000, 10,000, 17,000, 20,000. Like, they're not bad, but it's not great. And you go to someone like Home Slice, who has 20,000 less subscribers, only puts out 1 a day, and you have 23,000, 21,000, 23,000. I guess he's been pretty consistent at 23, 21, yeah, 35,000, 33,000. So he usually gets more views per video than Yonkis, but Yonkis has the benefit of putting out like 2 or 3 videos today, where Home Slice usually only puts out 1. I think that I have, in terms of GBLer consistency, probably one of the more consistent GBLers on YouTube in the past 3 years, right? Zionic has come in and out. He seemed to be posting a little more, but he took like a 3 to 6 month break. Rise is posting consistently, but all the other top names that are still make videos, they make them like once in a while, like Kayla Pang, or no, FP6 is gone. Well, Callan's pretty consistent, and he's ahead of me. He's at like 32, but he's very like niche specific, awesome niche, but very niche specific. And then there are others below me as well, like I don't want to screw up his name. Jamie Finn. Jamie Finn, he's below me. He's at 9,000. He puts out pretty consistently. But he's again, same niche, the shadow niche, right? So there's a lot of, where am I going with this? This is even really off. What was I trying to say? Oh, why I post 2 videos a day, right? So the reason I post 2 videos a day is essentially for the consistency and the growth, because there seems to be a lack of the top names posting consistently, right? So I think there's like maybe 15 GBLers, only GBLers ahead of me. And out of those 15 ahead of me, I think there's maybe 4 or 5 that post consistently. Zionix's coming around again. So it's like Zionik, Yonkis, Home Slice, Callum, and then Rise. So those are the 5 I think are pretty consistent ahead of me that post regularly. But then there's a bunch ahead of me that just like either post really infrequently, like Caleb Pang, or just don't post anymore. Like Daniel C, I saw coming around a few times, but he is basically gone. My Canadian brother, Oxford U, he basically posted a video when he hit Legend last season. He says like, I'm not posting for the next 3 months. So there's a lot of just like Though Technical, right? Same thing. He's like, he logged on to say this new meta is cool, but I'm not playing because the game is still beat up, right? So it does. I'm happy with the growth. Like we hit 24,000 the other day, and it's been a pretty consistent. This month has been my most successful month probably in the past year, right? So just in September, 26 days in, I've got 724 subscribers, whereas August I got a bit of the boost from the thing, but like July, where's my subscriber count here? Like July I had 422, June was 372, May was 510, April was 415, March was 365, and February was 425. And then December, January last year, I had a really good bump. I don't know I forget what happened last January and December, but really good bump there. So this has been my most successful ones in the last like 8 months. So basically this is a very, very, very long and winded way of saying I'm just trying to capitalize on my consistency over the year that has gotten me to the place that I am now, being like one of the top 5 most consistent GBL YouTubers, if that makes sense, at the detriment of my health and well-being, because I'm exhausted. But we're gonna keep grinding, keep it going. That is why you're seeing 2 videos a day, even though I have to do them at night. So 1 down, 1 more to go tonight. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.